The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
So there's a rabbi who would visit the jails sometimes. And he would go to the jails in Israel and ask the jail guards, I want to teach Torah here. And the guards would say, teach Torah here? Are you kidding? He says, here's all I ask you to do. Knock on each cell and tell other people, there's a rabbi here who wants to teach them Torah. Whatever they do, they do. And they would do that, and many of the inmates would come, they have nothing else to do, and they would come and they'd study Torah with the rabbi. Every week that he came, he noticed they knocked on every cell but one. He says, why don't you ever knock on that cell? You didn't even try. They said, no, Rabbi. That cell is Yuval. Yuval is the scariest prisoner you've ever seen in your life. He stays in there for 23 and a half hours a day. A half hour every day. We take him out of the cell and we let him go outside for fresh air, bring him right back in. He is so dangerous, you can't even imagine. He can't even be around other prisoners, can't even be around the other prison guards. Rabbi says, please let me go in. Are you nuts? Please let me go in. I'll sign every waiver you want. Let me go in. So he signs every waiver, and they open the door, and he goes in. And sure enough, Yuval is everything they described him to be. Big, tall, scary, hair, broken teeth, tattoos on his whole body. And he says, what are you doing here? He says, I'd like to just talk to you and hear your background. And Yuval starts talking about when he was 8 years old and how his parents abandoned him and crime and all that he did. And the rabbi just sat and listened and talked and then spoke about Hashem and about Abraham Avinu and how he discovered God and Rabbi Akiva in the late years in life and the whole thing. After about 2 hours, the rabbi had this little idea. He said, this is scary, but I'm going to try it. He says, Yuval, do you want to put these on? And he pulls out tefillin. Now, why is it scary? Because tefillin has leather straps, which could be a weapon. Yuval says, I'll try. So the rabbi rolls up his sleeve to put on the tefillin shel yad, and he looks right where you're supposed to put the tefillin shel yad. There's a horrific, obnoxious tattoo. So the rabbi's like, I'm not sure. I put it on. Like he hesitates for a second. He says, I'm going to put it on. And he puts it right on this horrible tattoo. He puts the tefillin on. He takes him off, walks out of the cell. The prison guards can't even believe he's still alive. He said, no, what'd you do in there? He said, I just talked to him, that was it. A week later he comes back and he visits Yuval's cell with the tefillin. And they're talking and they're learning. And then finally Yuval says, Rabbi, do you have those tefillin? I want to try them on again. So the rabbi says, wow, I can't believe you're asking. He says, okay, let's do it. And he rolls up Yuval's sleeve and he sees a horrible scar. He says, Yuval, what is that? He says, I'll tell you what it is. He says, I saw when you tried to put the tefillin on me last week, I saw you hesitated. And I felt bad because I knew that tattoo was obnoxious. So I asked the prison guard for different soaps and chemicals, and I burned the tattoo out of my arm. And that's why I have a scar. And the rabbi put the tefillin on, and Yuval winced. And you know what the truth is? Everybody's like that. Everybody, if you packaged it right, would put on tefillin. If parents knew how to do it, if mothers knew how to do it, if grandmothers knew how to do it, if fathers and grandfathers knew how to do it, if every rabbi knew how to do it, and they knew how to give the hug at the right time, shake the hand at the right time, smile at the right time, find the strictness at the right time, and find the leniency at the right time. And know when it's better to and when it's better not to. And what to allow and what to ignore for a little while, and how to make it seem funny and friendly and smart and chilled and relaxed and enjoyable. Everyone's in.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org